The Loire is known for whites and for reds, I guess, if you know about Cabernet Franc from Chenin. But really, I think the whites, the two titans of the Loire Valley, I guess maybe there's three, they're whites. You have Muscadet in the west, then you have Chenin in the middle, Chenin Blanc, and then you have Sauvignon Blanc in Sancerre and Pouilly-Fumé. We are talking about Anjou. Anjou is a little bit farther east, or maybe very far east of Muscadet. So we're moving inland. There are some continental influences, but it is an Atlantic climate. It's kind of in the middle of the Loire region, but definitely more on the western side. Undulating hills here, so you do have some hills to have an exposure. It's on a fault line. You have heavier soils in the west, lighter soils in the east, mainly slate and sandstone and schist and volcanic soils. Mild winters, hot summers, low rainfall, a later harvest, which is great actually for the botrytized wines that are in the southern portion on the left bank of the Loire. But we have a lot of great wines that are on the other side, Sauvignon being one of them. This is a dry Chenin Blanc, and one of the premier producers is Domaine de Baumard. This is a fantastic wine if you can get your hands on the Sauvignon. It is quite pricey though. And so enter in, this is a fourth generation family, the Baumards. They've been making great Sauvignon. And the younger generation came in and they were new to the estate and they said, you know what? Why don't we think about buying a property, Pic Martin, which is on the label, and it is on a plateau above the hills of our family home, and it has schist and volcanic soils, and this could be really ideal for Chenin, and it will be more affordable because it is not in the Sauvignon appellation. Southwest exposure. And then they took the grapes, the 100% Chenin, and they vinify it in stainless steel, and they hand press it, right? They hand harvest it, they whole bunch press it, and they do it at a very low temperature for fermentation to really allow those mineral notes to come through. And it is an absolutely beautiful wine. 9 months on the lees to give it some oomph, give it a little bit of toasty breadiness. Let's take a look at this wine. It's pretty light in color, right? So we don't have, this is showing a lot of the cooler climate. We don't have a lot of color out of the Chenin. Spin it around the glass. Take a sniff. There's a lot going on here, and not much of it is fruit. So we don't have a ton of pear. There's a little bit of pear, a little bit of apple, but really I'm getting a lot of like fresh linen and almond brioche and toastiness and a little bit of, kind of like herbal honey notes, mineral. It smells like beeswax a little bit. Okay, so let's take a sip of this wine. It's even toastier. It really tastes like I just ate an almond croissant because it's got that toasted almond note, and then it has the brioche yeasty notes, minerally, and then there's that honey beeswax, that sheet coating note, mild acidity. It is such an enjoyable wine. It might actually age pretty well too. It's from 2023. This is only the second vintage that they've even made this wine. It is so good, and it will go so well with fall fare. So it will really complement all things that have herbs. I find that this is the best with, herbed mashed potatoes and, the turkey or the stuffing on the Thanksgiving table. Butternut squash soup, again, it's something that can go really well with these fall notes as long as there's some herbal component. This is a great wine with herbs. You could also have it with some lighter cheeses. An excellent wine, bone dry, so tasty, such a great value. If you are not familiar with dry Chenin, this is a great introduction. And if you love this, you're really going to love Sauvignon, especially from Baumard. This is just a fantastic wine. So glad to be able to show this to you. And I really hope that you love this as much as I do. I adore this wine. Maybe if you can, save it or pick up another bottle so you have it for Thanksgiving.